Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Director Arbiter Live. Not on the Director Arbiter Live channel, as it happens for reasons I am sure are simply a matter of forgetting.
No,
Any case,
I hate you.
It's out of your hands, from so it can't be you to blame. And Steam would probably like the blame, but I'm not going to give them that much attention. I'm, of course, joined already by Miss Steam, Roman, Gray, who'll be serving as chat manager. Yes, Steam?
I've saved your life on Halloween. I will hold that over over your head until you die.
Saved his life horribly, but saved it nonetheless.
Yes. I'll hold that over his head until he dies.
And that's technically true. Alright then. I'm also joined by Ezub
Yup.
and Lieutenant Timberwolf.
Hello.
And also Gray's Ikariki.
Kakariki.
Kakariki, pardon. My bird name.
Skittles.
I
I didn't name
Skittles.
him. The pet shop named him, but I can't change it now because he's used to the name.
So he's Skittles now.
Yes, he is Skittles.
I like
For now,
Skittles.
that's all. Well, till he dies.
And we have additionally just been joined also by Memes of Destruction.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
Hello.
Oh, it's
What's up,
being
dudes?
usual. Midweek open mic article page.
Oh,
Yes.
fun.
Well, you know, it's the usual fun time, all sorts of craziness happening on documentation.
I had a scare earlier thanks to Arthur. I thought my boy toy was assassinated by America, but no, apparently.
Who tried to
You
take
know,
out Ark?
Steve,
no,
have you tried to,
No.
I thought it was a Russian terrorist, but no, apparently it's some survivors.
since you keep killing your warlord boyfriends, have you thought about getting a contract from the CIA so you get paid every time?
I mean, she could just say they have information on the Clintons.
I don't know if the Clintons play better or worse than the CIA.
Please,
I mean, at least the CIA is cocaine.
Clintons. It's fucking common knowledge at this point.
Did you find Karl Marx yet?
Steam?
I'll take that as a no.
That was a question to you, Steam, asking, you had mentioned before they were hunting down your world's Karl Marx. Did you have any luck with that yet?
The
So no, okay. Karl Marx has given Miss Steam the slip once
let's
again,
put it that way.
and continues to persist in their horrible, horrible world.
Dimensional Rift, gotcha.
Right.
Excuse me.
Look for it,
I love-
motherfucker.
Hey, no, it's absolutely lovely. My past is absolutely lovely. Thank you. Well, it's lovely for me. Everyone else, I don't think it is, but for me it is.
Yeah, fuck them.
I closed out stickies.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not a poor person, am I?
But yes, to further explain
you
what Steam was
are.
referencing. Oh! Serious
Is that a
portal
Squirtle?
accident. Portal?
It's a Squirtle! Squirtle!
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm
Get a
muffled,
meat
but as we expect.
bicycle.
Pardon?
Get a meat bicycle.
Yes, meat bicycle. Excellent. Yes, coming through
I always
just
thought
loud
it
and
was a
clear.
meat popsicle.
That's meat bicycle.
It's a meat bicycle.
Is that
bicycle.
what Lady Gaga was riding? I heard she wore a meat suit.
Meat dress. Yes, I remember that one quite well. What did they do with all the meat afterwards? I just wonder.
I'm actually surprised she didn't have fish underwear.
They
Hot dogs?
donated it to Ethiopians.
No, they gave it to us bandits. She's our greatest fan. Or technically, we're her greatest fans.
Was it a bad romance?
It was short-lived.
Yeah, usually.
Well, she wants your sickness and she wants your revenge.
Hmm.
So,
By the way,
let's see.
season.
What?
It's poppy season.
Poppy season.
The hell is the poppy for, anyway?
Apparently
Anyway.
for remembering fallen UK soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a UK thing.
Yeah.
To once again
Go
attempt
Mark.
to explain what happened earlier with what Steve was referencing. Patton Oswalt was just gloating over the fact that, despite the fact Trump had arranged for the death of an austere religious scholar who was leading ISIS at the time, that people still were booing him at a baseball game not too long ago, and he thought, wow, isn't it great that all these people hate him so much despite this? And my primary thought was, imagine hating someone so much that them taking out a terrorist leader does not dissuade you from your mindless hatred in the slightest.
But they read the article that Mr. President Trump had killed an austere religious scholar, I thought.
Indeed, apparently there is a alarming trend to buy the propaganda wholesale. Thanks for making that legal again, Obama.
Yeah. Well, that was well. I mean, it also allows for like NPR to do stuff and things in different countries.
You have to take into account the willingness to believe it of the people listening to it.
Oh yes,
I mean,
but we know the foaming
can't stop
madness of the resistors, but they're actually. I can't think that they are all conscientious. They all seem to be. A lot of them seem to be just following the programming, and that's really disturbing.
Well, the thing is, dude, if you're getting paid a good wage and stuff like that, if you're living like that in your family and stuff, to go against the grain, that seems to add some risk to your job.
That's the thing, is your guys' propaganda sucks ass, and yet people still eat that up. It's like, wow.
Yeah, we don't need any
it's
cool
one of the
artwork.
things America sucks at.
I mean, all the artwork that's propaganda based here is crap.
Well, we need better memes.
You see my propaganda. My propaganda's pretty alright. And then like you see like propaganda on Trump, and it's fucking terrible. It's like period blood on a canvas. Why?
What do you expect? Rosie the Riveter died.
Like
We've lost all of our propaganda icons.
Oh,
Speaking
like Rosie.
of
it's not supposed to look disgusting.
Speaking of memes, the first article we have here is from The Sun. Given a rocket! Yob film blasting fireworks from between his bum, cheeks, faces, being kicked out by family home, and Epstein didn't kill himself.
Best of British.
That's a lot of things.
A Yob who blasted a firework from his bum in a moronic stunt filmed by pals faces the boot from his family home. Jordan Buchanan, 29. Can today be revealed as the idiot whose rocket prank went viral, and stepdad John 59 is said to be raging. Now, this article came to my attention not just because it was a really stupid thing someone did, but it was a prime example of the Sun not only going, look at what this idiot did, but giving his name, his age, and where he happens to be living, to just really punish him for doing this stupid thing, which annoys the hell out of me because isn't this entirely self-punishing as it is?
Yep.
Yeah, it's no worse than any of the stupid shit I've seen my friends do over the years.
Yeah, there was no reason that the Sun's reporters needed to go, drag his name into the public spotlight as well. But they really hate this guy. This article is amazing.
Yeah, with British media, like they can technically legally do that, and that's why a lot of people are actually very, very scared of having their tabloids near them, because they get doxed pretty easily.
Yep, this is why most British people are so afraid to speak out on certain things. It's why when there's ever transgender or something like that come on, I tend to go a bit quiet.
Well, aren't they restricting y'all's freaking medical rights now if you do shit that they don't like?
Actually, yeah, I did hear something about that.
For fucking years.
Well, yeah, they've been doing it for years, but they're getting more egregious with it now.
Didn't somebody hack like some royal voicemails or something?
Oh, they've been doing that for years as well.
No, okay, if you're disabled, that's the first way. In 21st century, if you're disabled and you apply to a certain job, you actually have to put all your medical records for that person That's not in every job. That's in majority of jobs. Majority low-tier jobs. But basically, you're just giving all your medical information to a complete stranger, and it's great.
Couldn't that lead to discrimination?
Hasn't that led to discrimination, more accurately?
Yes, it has.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's so many people that have been let go for really, really weird reasons, and these people happen to be disabled, but not too visually disabled, so it looks like it's that. But no, if it's like mentally or mentally ill or anything like that, they'll just put some little bullshit in there and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're firing you because you didn't meet your."
Insert reason over here, Miss Steam.
Place may work out the probation period is so long because they want to resupply you.
We need to transport you some digital hippos because over here in the States we have the hippo, and that protects people.
Remember, the EU cares about you.
But like, there's cases where like a lot of companies would put so many rules to a point where it's impossible to not break them. So if they want to get rid of you for any reason, say you have, I don't know, depression, anxiety, and you need like a couple weeks off, they can just go, "Oh, look what you did like a couple of months ago with this very innocuous thing that's a very human thing to do. Oh, I'm afraid we're going to have to fire you."
So basically,
I'm going to talk shit about my employer because I'm wearing the uniform right now. So
yeah. So I get the impression that basically all of UK employers right now hold a stark resemblance to a very passive-aggressive girlfriend.
except for mine, mine's great.
Okay.
Indeed.
It's not.
Except
okay,
Gray's job and everyone there is fantastic.
Despite the fact that Gray's technically doxing himself.
It's not all UK.
Oh no one believes he's actually in a nice place. He just has to, so it's not going to single him out in the slightest.
Gray, turn off the light.
Look, it's a fucking it's a chain. Good luck trying to find me.
Yeah, it's not all the places, but it is like the majority. If you want to work as say working in a supermarket or janitor or something.
The trawlerman is away at sea, but may have to find new digs when he returns. Plumber John's partner of Fraserburgh, Aberdeenshire, who asked not to be named, and they're going to respect his wishes, said, "I think he's been kicked out of the house. No words can describe how upset we are. He's a stupid boy putting the video online. He'd been doing good and got a new job. It's a stupid mistake." As for the video, John said, "I don't want anything to do with it." We told how Jordan was filming wedging the rocket between his cheeks as a kid looked on. As the fuse is lit, the fireworks showers him with sparks and singes his t-shirt, and he gets it out just a second before it explodes. Word of the prank spread to the community, and Jordan, nicknamed Caliban, was outed as the culprit by some complete asshole. Safety campaigners condemned the clip, viewed more than 160,000 times. Oh, thank you, safety campaigners, stopping people from enjoying a viral video of someone doing something clearly recognized as being rather stupid.
Because we've got a rash of anally launched bottle rockets.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I mean,
What will stop this tide of anal bottle rocket terror?
when they realize they can just go watch the movie Jackass.
Jordan is not expected home until next week and could not be contacted.
Of course, it was a fucking Jordan that did it. That just makes fucking sense.
What
Wait, what's wrong
annoys
with
me,
Jordan?
again, is
It's a UK.
we can all laugh at him doing something stupid, but it's one thing to laugh at someone doing something stupid, and then to go out, find their name and address, and try to punish them viciously, socially, on a large scale for doing something stupid.
Well,
Isn't it
it's
quite
in the
enough
public-
that
it's
for
in the
weeks
public
after
interest.
this? No, this is not public interest.
Oh,
You accidentally kill one person when you're like 15 years old, and then the media and the cops never get off your ass about it.
Is this one of those accidentals?
This was my first murder. I murdered my parents. This was my first murder, and they never got over it. It's like,
Notably, not in this world. Not in this reality, just for the record and Steam's own safety.
Right,
no
right.
drink.
Where in a video game.
Yes, she also appears in a video game. And now they're going to ban the video game if we dare say what it is or claim it to be. In any case,
Animal
look,
Crossing.
we see this video.
It was Fortnite.
It was Sims,
right,
let's be
she killed her
honest.
parents in Fortnite. It was awful. They should ban that game immediately. How dare
Wait,
they?
Oh, that's a lightning rod for all the kiddies. If you get rid of Fortnite, they're going to spread all over the internet like a plague.
Wait,
That's-
Miss Steam's a
No,
furry?
just ban them all too.
Welcome
Why
to
do
the fandom.
I just want to know why they feel compelled to punish this idiot when, quite frankly, you look at this picture here, and there's absolutely no chance in hell that for the next week or so, it didn't hurt when he wiped his ass after.
Oh yeah, he's got second-degree rectal burns from that.
Yes.
Rectal burns.
So why on earth did anyone feel it necessary to track him down, expose his name, age, address, and get his dad to come down on him like a tank?
Because that people are cunts.
Well, the sun
True.
certainly was here.
Trump hadn't tweeted in a week? I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
That
Has
makes
Trump
sense.
ever gone a week without tweeting?
I remember.
Before Twitter existed.
This was a while ago, but I remember a teenage girl, and she did something stupid online. It was, I think, completely innocent. I can't remember what it was, but the media would not leave her alone for a good 2 years over that thing, and it was just like, it was a stupid, innocent thing. It wasn't even like bad as Rocket Man here. It was just like.
Well, this is probably just a cover up for Kyle Kalinske if you're talking about the Twitter sphere. I mean, people have been making fun of him for his whole not recognizing farms thing.
I like farms.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that, yes. Kyle Galinsky of Secular Talk made the mistake of tweeting out that he was taking a flight over quote-unquote flyover territory, and he just couldn't understand why the ground looked so strange. Because he doesn't recognize what farms look like, or crops.
I mean, some people are just literally they're city dwellers. You know, like I
Yeah.
can't really blame someone for that. Let's say, like,
Yeah, so just explain to him that it's because of, sectioning off the different fields for farming and road construction.
Well, I mean, if you've never really flown before, you might not know. I mean, let's face it, XX Mrs. Memes didn't know what a giraffe was or that they were real until she was like 17 or 18.
Possibly. Although this is something that he probably should have, looked up. But suffice to say,
he was gonna,
I'm sorry, what was that, Tim Wolf?
maybe he was gonna start a new thing that the world is actually Minecraft world, and we're just all hiding it because we're too close.
Oh, the responses to that tweet in general was just a
Oh my God,
constant
yeah.
stream of
it's
sarcasm.
not a flat Earth; it's a cube Earth.
I mean, there was a lot of animals I remember as a kid that I don't see anymore, mostly because it became a fashion trend, and well.
Do you remember them because you ate them?
We didn't just eat
Cannibalism.
them; we also used them as fashion and decoration, and there was a lot of animal deaths and beetle deaths and fish deaths, and
Well, that's
Like
what
we almost did with the
serves them
bison.
right for living in the UK.
So what's going on in Florida?
Oh, Florida man gives fentanyl-laced drugs to fellow inmates, all of whom overdose.
Wow, that's a lot of
Whoops.
fentanyl.
On purpose?
I'm thinking he couldn't possibly have meant to do this, but either way, he's screwed in two different directions now. This comes from local10.com. Timothy
It's 100
Cathcart, 33, gave 3 inmates a toxic, near-fatal fentanyl cocktail.
Damn. What have
Should have cut that shit. He had a lot more profit there than what he was thinking.
so he tried to head at his friends then.
It's 100 times more powerful than Oxycontin. It's just a tiny little bit, like, it has to be in microdose form, or else you're going to die.
Oh yeah, we're talking like 5 cc's is enough to kill a man.
And near as I can tell, Scott Adams, at least on Twitter, has stressed that this is very much a Chinese-supported effort to just sort of drown the US in fentanyl.
Well, 78% of our fentanyl comes from China, I believe. So he's got a point.
Not necessarily wrong. Although, again, I do feel this is missing the point. The question is why are these people actually taking the fentanyl? I do question I'm always a bit alarmed when I see an attempt to tackle a problem treating a thing as the problem. The thing is never the problem.
No.
How
As
it's
far as I know, the Punisher approves.
Well, yes, actually, this is hypothetically a self-correcting problem. Maybe the Chinese are trying to do us a solid by causing all of the junkies to overdose, but I doubt it.
I doubt Winnie the Pooh is that nice.
No, so do I. Tampa, Florida, a Tampa man arrested after a routine traffic violation was able to smuggle more than 7 grams of fentanyl-laced powder into jail, authorities said. Timothy Cathcart, 33, was pulled over by Pasco County Sheriff's deputy on suspicion of driving under the influence on January 24th. Arrest records indicate. According to the Drug Enforcement Administration, investigators and Pasco County deputies, Cathcart quickly concealed more than 7 grams of fentanyl-laced substances before deputies approached the vehicle. Cathcart was taken to Pasco County Jail following the DUI traffic stop, authorities said. There, he was able to smuggle in the concealed substance, which also included a mix of methamphetamine and gabapentin, commonly used as an anti-seizure drug. Sometime between January 24th and January 25th, Cathcart distributed the substance to 3 inmates, all of whom subsequently lost consciousness, overdosed, and suffered severe injury, prosecutors said. On Tuesday, Cathcart pleaded guilty to conspiracy and intent to distribute fentanyl and non-fentanyl-laced substances. He faces a maximum penalty of life in federal prison with the guilty plea. The case is being prosecuted by the United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida.
I mean, he poisoned a bunch of people.
Effectively, yes.
Yes. Although poisoning does seem like a really hard sell, and that was kind of their aim in the first place, just, not this much.
Well, fentanyl doesn't really get you too high. I mean, since such a small quantity will kill you by shutting down autonomic processes, it's really more like just directly poisoning yourself if you take it. I mean, we do use it to cut cocaine and shit, but it's really where you're getting like microdoses of it there.
Oh, wow.
This is why I just stick to pure opium.
Well, it's healthier in this context, and does sound like a drug pretty well designed to encourage people to overdose and take themselves out.
Well, fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm slightly drunk at this point, but
Well,
I
look,
believe it's a synthetic opioid.
Steam's urging everyone to stay natural, Don't take those toxic chemicals.
I'm more of an organic drug user rather than
Organic junkie, yes.
I know. Who would ever enjoy something made in a lab?
Arcta.
Well, Arcter was made in a lab, as we've deduced with his father, the killing joke.
We don't need to remind him.
I mean, he seems to be having a good time on side quests when I laced his.
I'm not related to anyone on this stream or anyone who has guested on this stream in any capacity.
Oh, that's right.
Well-
This explains a lot.
I mean, we do have a common ancestor. We're cousins.
Oh,
Just
monster.
admit it. Jester is you from the future.
Daddy, are you mad at me?
Oh, it's like Fry and Lars.
He's not mad, he's just disappointed.
Oh,
So very disappointed.
well,
Come on.
that's not gonna turn me on.
Come on. With
Yes,
Arcter, it's-
disappointed. I'm going to go disappointment here on out.
You don't find disappointment sexy?
He's using his
Oh, I
angry
find
eyebrows.
that sexy.
It's adorable.
Ark's always disappointed, which is why he's always so goddamn attractive.
He always hangs out with us. No wonder he's always disappointed.
Oh my.
See, he's disappointed right there.
I'm regularly suffering from disappointment. I am disappointed on a daily basis. Here's another case of disappointment. Man who stabbed a woman, dug finger in eye after being caught masturbating on subway gets 10 years. NBCNewYork.com reports the woman was treated at the hospital for cuts to her fingers, including a gash that required 15 stitches and caused permanent nerve damage. A 48-year-old New Jersey man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for attacking a woman on her way home.
Are you alright, Miss Steam?
You alright, Steve?
Did someone just shock you?
No, it's like her neighbors got murdered.
I would never.
I need to check on something. I'll be right back.
Did you feel a
Prioritize.
cold chill?
The...
Well, fingers crossed, Steam is A-okay. Hopefully...
She didn't hear my dog
Aw,
just
you
whining.
care about Steam. Meant to be. Meant to be.
Oh, we all care about Steam because we're sadistic and masochistic and shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. More bourbon.
We don't necessarily wish Steam ill for assorted reasons. Let's put it that way. 48-year-old New Jersey man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for attacking a woman on her way home from work on a New York City subway when she woke up to find him masturbating across from her last year, officials say. Reggie Frank, a 48-year-old with 20 prior convictions related to public lewdness.
I did.
That was glorious.
Son of the Punisher. Be right back after these messages. Continue, Director.
The Punisher and the Punishettes.
That's not really woken up. The Punisher and the Punishers.
Continue.
This was a lady Punisher, wasn't that how they went about that? In any case, Reggie Frank, a 48-year-old, 20 prior convictions related to public lewdness, including felonies, emptied a canister of pepper spray into the woman's eyes when she confronted him on a Brooklyn-bound auto train in Sunset Park, February 23rd, 2018. All she did to quote-unquote confront him was ask what he was doing, prosecutors say. Frank then pulled out a folding knife and attacked the woman, holding it to her temple while immobilizing her head with his other hand and cutting her hand as she fought to get the knife away, according to prosecutors and court documents. Frank punched the woman several times in his face and dug his finger into her eye. I'm thinking the editor failed here. Then he bit her hand, drawing blood, prosecutors say. When the train pulled into the 36th Street 4th Avenue station, a Good Samaritan boarded the train and pulled Frank off the woman. The conductor called the police, who arrested Frank at the station and recovered the weapons. The woman was treated in a hospital for lacerations.
Jacking off there to be seen?
Yeah, but I'm not really clear on why he was so apparently pissed. I'm guessing just, barking mad. In short, they arrested Frank at the station and recovered the weapons.
What?
We're getting some echo.
Oh, I think it's the Punisher's transmission.
Oh no!
Oh, Frank was convicted in September of assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and public lewdness following jury trial. In addition to 10 years of incarceration, he was sentenced to a decade of post-release supervision. This defendant's...
Wow.
Have you ever been arrested for criminal possession of a woman?
No, I've received absolutely no convictions of any sort, but certainly not for unlawful incarceration.
Sorry about that. Lads had an explosion in the lab, and I had to find out what was going on.
Nothing's on fire, so it's all good.
Is it laughing gas?
Well, if she came back, she'd be a lot happier if that were the case.
No, the components need to mix and stuff like that, I think. Or I don't know, I'm not a dentist.
Laughing gas is just
Nitrous
nitrous oxide.
It's a long
Nitrous oxide's
story.
great.
I'm not entirely happy at the moment.
Yeah, but you only want like a 1/100th per millionth oxide concentration to oxygen. Otherwise, you can suffocate and have your lungs shut down.
So you can.
But it's also explosive.
How much is in a
it is.
balloon? Because that's how much I did.
You're fine.
That's not the issue. The issue is confidential, so
Oh.
Yeah, it's all good.
with the string.
Have you been infected?
No, I have not been affected.
Okay, good.
Okay, no zombies. Good. No, nitrous oxide is also what they use to help boost cars.
Yep. It reduces the oxygen requirement for combustion by 30%, I think.
It's around there, yeah.
My friend did that on his Lincoln Mark 8 for driving, and he actually competed in a drag race, and then when he was leaving, he forgot to actually put his hood down all the way, so it blew up when he was on the highway, and he nearly died. He's okay,
That'll
though.
happen.
He's married with children.
Yeah, we're getting some very bad echo still.
Love and marriage, love and marriage, go
Can you tell who
together
it's
like
from?
a horse and carriage.
Someone's mic is picking up their speakers, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's not happening now, so...
Oh, it was a flaming skull. I mean, the skull guy. I mean, that dude. Punisher.
Timberwolf, and these things do happen, although that was starting to get on my nose pretty rapidly, so if that could be fixed, that would be great. In case, Steve, you were saying?
Ark will kick you out of the Cool Kids Club.
No, I hope that. You're fine, Steve. But I'm going to ask what precisely happened, because clearly Vlad mucking around the lab was a cover story. I see through you.
You do? You see through me?
I mean, figuratively, not actually. We're not doing that. Newton man and
Only
chicken
the
coop
quotes.
arrested after doing way too much meth.
Wait, hold on. So is Vlad, is this a third party or is this an actual device?
Okay, fine. It's not Vlad's.
Vlad is not her vibrator.
Attacking my place at the moment. Just don't worry about it.
No, we had like a
I
bad
did warn
back-
you. We need to take caveat to these claims of murdering people and so on, and they do take these things very seriously. They
Listen,
agree.
Yep.
We
Is
just
there-
need to move. That's all. We just need to move.
Yes, probably yes. Do you have anything in the chats that we should be aware of? Anything directed at me? Any sort of commentary?
I am afraid not. Other than we got Optimus Christ saying meth not even once, which is good advice.
Oh, hey, Optimus.
Izu donating lemons.
Oh, thank you.
49
Easy.
lemons.
49 lemons.
Oh, yes.
Suck
Optimus is
all
my...
of the lemons.
Optimus-
Literally all of them.
Hey, millions of lemons. Lemons for me. My Autobot is back. We're working on schemes. I mean, businesses, plans, stuff and things. Continue.
30. Good then.
And that is about it, I'm afraid. It's a quiet night.
Well, I quite agree on the advice there. Meth really is just a terrible drug. If you're going to pick up some sort of substance addiction, at least choose one that makes sense. Something that's maybe a bit more glamorous, something that...
Something with class.
something better
Yeah, like-
respected. Like crack, maybe. I think that's a bit more sensible, at least. It might be expensive, but then
No.
if you run out and have to quit...
Crack is terrible.
Look, be different. Go with the retro ketamine. Special K.
You
Oh,
people
no, I'm sorry. That one's
the thing
been...
is that opium is already in medicines and food and beauty products. So, you know, like, opium is completely harmless.
Wait, I like
Classic
that
opium
raisin brand,
is
though.
Sherlock Holmes approved, true, but no, I don't think that's the way to go. And ketamine's right out. After all, that's what they have that poor bastard Desmond the Unfortunate doing.
No, but Special K was good. It's part
That's
of a
what makes
complete
my,
breakfast.
the
Cereal,
biggest-
fine. The drug, no. Ketamine. It's really funny. Apparently, they had some sort of comment reading section with a drag queen and the unfortunate Desmond, and at one point he gave everyone a demonstration of how you snort Special K.
Oh, fuck me.
It only ever
Somebody
gets
needs to
worse
save
in the
that
case
kid.
of Desmond the Unfortunate.
It's
That's
not
not
how you
Yeah,
actually cereal. Cereal, right? We're talking about the cereal.
If only.
Yes, served with strawberries and snorting.
We're not talking about some sort of like kind of new type of cat.
No, milk comes in powdered form.
It's
milk
definitely
comes in
not
powdered
new.
form. It's
It only ever gets worse when it is revolving around Desmond the Unfortunate. But going back
Powdered
to
milk.
comparatively wholesome meth,
Wholesome.
Words that have never been uttered before.
comparatively, everything about that, everything we just discussed regarding Desmond,
Family
is
values.
just
wholesome.
that much lower
Oh, God.
still.
We need that advertisement. Just good times.
This
Family
man dosing up
values.
on meth and doing something in a
Wholesome.
chicken coop
By our
is still
class.
better than everything pertaining to Desmond the Unfortunate.
Unless it was the chickens that he was doing.
Even then, who cares? They're chickens. Police arrested Jeffrey Falls on Saturday morning after receiving a call from a homeowner in Louisiana's Brownsville, Balcomville area saying there was a nude man in his chicken coop, which he was tearing up, according to the News Star. When the officers arrived at 1204 West Hollis Street, they found Falls still naked, attempting to clean the coop's floor with his hands. Police spoke to the homeowner, who said he did not know the man, did not want him in the chicken coop. When the man arrived on the scene, he turned over a few plants on the porch before heading to the coop. Officers examined Falls and noted dilated pupils and erratic, jerky body movements. When they interviewed him, he admitted he had done, quote-unquote, way too much meth. And then attempted to have a conversation with the door of his vehicle.
As you do.
Hey,
How did the conversation flow?
Hey,
One-
door, why won't you open?
It was kind of open and close.
It apparently didn't go very well, but I have to hand it
So-
to this guy. He was quite honest, and he's clearly right. When the door didn't answer him back, Falls became upset and took his anger out on the chicken coop, letting out a pair of the birds before damaging the floor of the enclosure. Also
Question.
Yes?
Did the police say that it was an open and shut case?
No, but they should have.
Did the echo stop?
He let the
Yes.
chicken out first,
Yes.
beating it down.
I realized that my microphone was touching my mask, so therefore it was picking it up off of the headset.
Oh, dude, or like the old Apple like microphone. If somebody's wearing a sweater or something, it scratches the whole time. It's like I can't listen. Sorry.
I've been so bold as to try one of those microphones that very reason. Officer took him to custody, and he was booked in the Ouachita Correctional Center and charged with criminal trespassing, civil criminal damage to property, and disturbing the peace. Bail was set at $900. Chicken coops and methamphetamine make strange bedfellows. In September 2018, police in Arkansas, this is Magog territory, I believe, arrested Dustin Manuez for existing warrants after they saw him walking through a yard. They gave chase and eventually apprehended him inside a chicken coop. A body search revealed that Manuez was in possession of a loaded handgun and 51 grams of meth, according to KAIT. In 2016...
Wait.
A lot of meth.
They
and
arrested Magog?
I
It's
know,
terrible.
No. Manuez is absolutely not Magog, and I think he has more dignity to be associated with this.
Did he change his name, maybe?
No. I just don't see this happening to him. And that said, if this guy bursted in the wrong chicken coop, he might not have come back out.
Oh, don't want to ruffle any feathers.
In 2016, Georgia police raided a home in Gordon County with a warrant to bust a meth trafficking operation, according to 11 Alive. The subject, Michael Leon Patton, was at the location and fled the scene, leaving behind a large amount of meth. He hid a nearby chicken coop and was able to use the birds for cover to elude police and escape. Officers finally caught up with him and took him in custody 4 months later. Well, that was in 2016. Now we know where the 2018 guy got his idea from.
Wait. He ran into a chicken coop and escaped the police by not being able to be seen.
Apparently, he
How
was able to
big
hide
are
under
those
the chicken
chickens?
somehow.
I'd be a bit embarrassed if I was the cops on that one.
See,
I would
the
too.
thing with chickens is they outnumber humanity 3 to 1.
That's not gonna work, Froman. It's
Come on.
never gonna work.
Come
They're
on.
just
You
not.
can hypnotize chickens.
It's
Guys,
not.
I figured it out. The suspect is actually 1504.
We need to weaponize chickens. Steam, do you want me to send 20 billion chickens into O'Hara right now? I can do it.
No. We're already having issues with Scotland Yard, okay? We're already
Chickens
we're
stink.
basically trying to move now.
Give
have
it
a
a
bottomless
try,
bag?
Roman. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Although hallucinations are often a direct effect of smoking methamphetamine, extended use of the drug can result in quote-unquote meth psychosis, a condition that can cause distorted perceptions, obsessive thoughts, and violent behaviors, and visual and auditory apparitions. Meth psychosis comes in multiple forms, from short-term quote-unquote transient psychosis can last up to a week, while longer-term quote-unquote persistent psychosis can continue for as long as 6 months after quitting the drug. In addition, cases of long-term permanent brain damage as a result of methamphetamine consumption have been observed, and if anyone who's seen the before and after pictures of any meth addict will note that's just the start of it.
It's the closest we have to a real time machine. You take meth and you age like 50 years in a day.
And you look like you've been beaten to death with the ugly stick, resurrected, and then beaten some more.
Meth is
Oh.
a poor person's drug.
Wait, that sounds like
It's
an episode of
true.
Side Quest.
What?
It sounds like an episode of Side Quest. Beaten.
Replace stick with
Resurrected.
dildo.
Yes, maybe, perhaps.
Beaten, yes. Death, yes. Although it's all verbal. No actual beating takes place unless they beat themselves, and death.
You might make more money if you did add in real beatings, though.
You know, I could see this. I'm thinking that at some point in the future we might need to refine the show and find some way to have actual attacks playing out.
Personally,
in a
I think
visceral way.
I think the cast looks good, but that's me. That's subjective. I understand.
All you can talk about is money and fairy tales
Thank you.
of eternal economic growth.
Oh, you have
How dare you!
Timberwolf donated $2.
So I see. Thank you very much, Timberwolf. These donations, by the way, are the rest of you watching on the Direwolf Media Network, help encourage Direwolf Media to keep me around.
Oh, wait, that didn't come up on my screen for some reason.
Oh, at least it came up here for once. Finally.
Working as intended.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant Timberwolf.
Well, you're welcome. It was also kind of to see if you would have Greta pop up.
Oh yes, we've discussed Greta's commentary previously, and I just want to stress once again how incredibly absurd it is that in her speech she rails at the people who are actually sitting there to listen to her speech. Never spoke to the rest of us.
I'm sorry, but my philosophy will always be all teenage girls are horrible. Yes, even the nice ones. So
It's true.
I don't know if it is true or not, but I will fully agree that at no point should anyone be taking global policy cues from a teenager.
Oh, come on. Don't you want to live dangerously?
No, not really. I do by default necessarily, but I don't try. It's actually trying to avoid the dangers while doing the other things I want to do.
But how will you get to the danger zone?
I don't want to go to the danger zone.
The danger zone.
Zone. Lana! Danger zone.
Oh, dude, we should have an AMV of Ark just flying around the universe and just like going into sciencey things and bad things happening.
You want me to make like
Yes.
at least a little intro in Blender? I might do that. I'll add that to my list. It won't be done for a few months.
Well, I mean, you can just basically cut out the Fantastic Four comics and just throw him in that.
Nah,
So
I
that's
gotta
mostly
make it
what they
original.
did.
I don't know. Ark's a lot better than Mr. Fantastic's dumbass ever was.
Froman will go the full 10 yards.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a very good point, actually. I could be worse. I could be Reed Richards.
Well, it depends, because, like, you know, the Council of Reed Richards, it's literally it's a council of Mr. Fantastic. It's kind of like the Council of Ricks from Rick and Morty, although they have Infinity Gauntlets, because they can.
And they still fucked up the whole Civil War thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ark's better.
Canon is canon, of course, unless you go to the canon, of course.
I'm pretty sure a Council of Arbiters would generally do better, mostly by never allowing the formation of a Council of Arbiters.
I like to assume the Ale Council is just a bunch of clones of you that just have it in for your particular clone number.
Steam would just be like,
And you should mention
it's her
that.
wet dream.
Like the Council of Ricks?
Oh, the Council of Jeremys?
Listen, the Council of Arbiters would not work, and here's why. All the Arbiters will convince each other and themselves that they're not good enough for it. And
So
then
we-
on top of that not good enough to run a council. And on top of all that, they would also
No, it's not so much that we couldn't run the council. I'm sure we could. It's just that no good could come of it.
No, I'm not saying you.
Much
I'm
like with
saying
the Council of
you
Ricks
run
and the Council of
I'm
Richards.
saying I'm saying the clones of yourselves would all convince each other that you wouldn't be able to run the council, even though you probably could.
So
Steam.
it's self-defeating?
That's genius. So what you're saying is all I need is a fancy lab coat and some welding goggles.
Yes.
Okay.
And
We're good?
I'm not
Oh, wait,
following
we
how we
already
got to
got
this at all,
beard.
but that's
You've already-
fine. Look,
You already don't really look like Arcta. You need to like shave the majority of your beard off.
Let me focus.
They'll have to wait till Christmas.
Yeah, no shave November.
Yes, Daddy. What is it?
Florida man driving church exposes himself to Boy Scout, please say. Convicted sex offender handed $1 to boy while exposing himself.
It's like a
Jonathan Williams
singularity
accused-
of fucking stereotypes in that one fucking title.
It's a weird intersection. It's like a Venn diagram of Boy Scouts and Florida Man.
mix in some religion with it as well.
Altar
Don't
boys in the center.
harm children.
Don't children.
And
Just
he
don't
bribed
children.
the kid with
That's another good idea,
$1.
Froman.
He bribed the kid. Oh, I mean, that kid's setting his prices low.
Why would you harm the children? They're great for getting.
Seller's market, kid. Jesus.
You want them to work at the mines? They're great in crawling in crawl spaces and mines and chimneys and all that shit. It's
I
great.
guess great
If you
Well,
save
I'm-
a few and don't make them work, they're like veal. It's uncomfortably quiet after I said that.
I won't
you
stress
feel-
I
How do you feel, you fucking
don't approve of
murderer?
cannibalism, especially not eating one's children. In fact, I don't really approve of the consumption of children in any even figurative concept, which is a lot of what's going on here in these days. They're happily using up
It's
children
better
and
than
their childhoods for assorted ideological ends, and that pisses me off royally, because if there's one objective bedrock we should all be able to rally around, gay, straight, man, woman, rich or poor, don't screw with the kids. They are literally, objectively, the future of humanity.
Yeah, but
Oh, fuck
humanity's
humanity.
already bu-
Hey,
A bunch of
kids,
assholes
nuts
anyway.
and hard candy.
I don't understand why people have such a hard time kind of appreciating the concept of don't harm children, you fucking...
Look, I'm a lizard man. It's my
Greedy
point to fuck
algorithm,
over
mate.
humanity.
Hey, hey,
In
I
that case, it's not cannibalism for him if he's a lizard man,
after
after all.
Stand by, don't harm children. I'm sorry, I had to
That's
speak.
So when it comes to pedophilia and being the furry here, you might want to bring your neck in just a little bit, okay? Your fandom hasn't had the best track record of that shit.
3 words.
It's true.
Period.
Well, that's the thing. I don't harm children. I put children to work where they can actually feed their families.
Any harm is accidental. It makes sense.
Yeah, I don't directly harm children. They harm themselves.
Give them gainful
Exactly.
employment, get them life experience, but for Christ's sake, don't fuck them. That's
Oh,
just...
we used to put them in mills up here, dude. I live in a mill city, brother. It's like the kids used to freaking die and shit, and then we realized, oh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have kids going into places where they're probably gonna die.
Yes, and I'm quite in support of that.
Well, then
You know, it's
how would
funny.
a family
Look,
eat?
it's funny how reckless humanity has been with its youth in the past as well, with the harsh work environments and so on. Especially when infant mortality was so high to begin with. You'd think after working really hard to pop out a few that survived, you would want to keep them alive with a bit more diligence.
I'd keep them alive when you don't have food.
Okay, this is how it works.
Well, that's why you eat the dead ones.
Jesus
Poor
Christ.
communities tend to have children and have a lot of children because they need money. They need a lot of money and they need it now. That's why they pop out so many children, is so that, well, a lot of them will die, but then a lot of them will survive and
Someone
which will bring in extra income.
Look, it just makes sense to eat the dead. It's free food.
If you can cry, you can work.
Pretty much.
And as memes is noted in text, this is basically a modest proposal all over again. In any case, Holly Hill police say a convicted sex offender was driving a church minivan when he exposed himself to a Boy Scout collecting donations Monday outside an Ace Hardware. Officers were called to the Ridgewood Avenue store around 4 p.m. by troop leaders who reported a man parked in front of the store who had exposed himself to one of the Boy Scouts. Troop leaders told police the man went into the store, came out, got in his van, and then stayed there staring at the troop for several minutes before calling over one of the boys to hand him $1. Police reviewed surveillance video outside of the store, which they say showed the man, later identified as Jonathan Williams, 58, actively masturbating for many minutes inside the van.
For many minutes.
As a former Boy Scout, I think that the leaders were just a little bit jealous there.
I do wonder. There's been some troubling allegations regarding the Boy Scout leadership. Video surveillance shows Williams called one of the Boy Scouts over and handed him $1 while masturbating. The boy told one of the adults with the troop the man's penis was exposed, according to the report. The van was registered to Free Spirit Evangelistic Outreach Church.
Free spirit, indeed. Trying to free the spirit all over the steering wheel.
The man just wanted to be a Catholic priest. It's obvious.
Well, he clearly chose the wrong church for that. I don't think... But we'll see. According to the report, deputies were able to identify Williams after viewing the church Facebook page and seeing photos of him. A church staff member said the van belongs to the church and Williams drives it. During an interview with investigators, Williams told officers he purchased keys at Ace Hardware and then the van wouldn't start for about 10 minutes. When shown the video, Williams said he had an itch. and he was inspecting the area for
1 second. Let me
a
just
rash.
itch. It
On which
itches.
head?
It really itches. It's got some stuff.
It's totally an itch.
Purple rash, just kind of. Yeah.
I got a mosquito bite down there. I can't stop myself.
It
The
sounds
only way you get a mosquito bite on your balls is if you have it out in the first place.
Hey, nothing wrong
Eventually,
with
William told officers he was in counseling after serving time for lewd and lascivious exhibition in front of a minor. He told investigators he, quote unquote, fell off a wagon. Whoopsies.
Okay. Sorry.
The wagon, right.
Those children just fell off the wagon.
Yeah,
You know, so I have a light
just
on it.
see I wrote to child.
Whoops! I did it again.
Like, this guy's obviously innocent. He just had his dick out and then he just fell over and suddenly he was in trouble.
Where's
I
the
slipped, the child fell, my dick ended up someplace it shouldn't have been. It was entirely an accident.
where's the ANCAP to say it's not pedophilia, it's hebophilia?
We don't know how old the kid is, and also it was a Boy Scout, so
He should have been prepared. That's the motto.
well, he did inform an adult who passed it along properly. Williams is currently on sex offender probation and was previously charged with lewd and lascivious assault of a minor. As part of his probation, William is not to have contact with minors, according to the report. Officers arrested Williams on suspension of violating his probation, and he was charged with lewd and lascivious exhibition in the presence of a child.
Wait, do they have a picture of
Look,
it?
Probation should have been like 100 yards at minimum.
Yeah.
So he knew he was violating it when he pulled up in the first fucking place.
Is there? Wait, do they have a mugshot of the guy? Like,
Why, yes.
oh, I have no comment. Never mind.
You're not allowed to say anything now.
I had a good joke lined up and everything. Fuck.
Oh, let me.
Once you go black,
Well,
You go deaf?
so does that mean that the Boy Scout is the next Milo Yiannopoulos?
Probably.
Don't
I
harm
want that
children.
now.
Babylon Bee, the best satire publication since The Onion largely just started reporting the news and propaganda. But still occasionally gets it right, to be fair. Just nowhere near as often as Babylon Bee nails it. Biden, they report, said Republicans may have standards, but we have double standards!
Damn right.
Did
Double
those words
everything.
actually come out of
You all
the
look
former
around.
vice president's mouth?
No, but it's entirely
No.
plausible, and that's what makes it fantastic.
See how Babylon Bee works is it usually will, or when it does quotes, it actually takes something that's similar to what they said, but not actually something that they said.
Slightly
Oh,
old.
I can see Biden saying that as he
Oh,
sniffed a small
absolutely.
child.
I could see idiots unironically agreeing with it as being just and proper.
Yeah. Ark. Let's not forget that I believe it was a majority of Republicans that said that they were open to bombing Agrabah.
Well, you know,
Fuck Agrabah with their damn genie and
Hey,
their
hey.
lions and tigers.
They got monkeys and carpets. Leave them alone.
But did
Can we
anyone
get, like,
actually
as the
ask the
planes come
Democrats
by,
if they were
wait,
keen on
never-
it too? Because last I heard, it was primarily Democrats just wetting their pants over not staying in Syria.
I almost fucking wet my pants earlier.
Mind you, all
Oi.
the establishment seems to be pretty pissed about that, which is, again, just so strange they would get so angry about pulling out of a war that, again, no one voted on and most of the American public wasn't aware of. And it's so tragic now that we're no longer participating in it. I mean, it just really ruins the spirit of things.
You're missing the obvious point. Orange man bad.
That's the refrain, and it
I mean-
seems to work.
I wonder what backlash you would say about Obama. Black man bad.
Well, this is why we have double standards. So much better than single standards.
Oh, does that mean we can achieve a new
They're
level of
twice as
standard?
standard.
We could ascend to a standard level 3. We have to grow our hair out really long.
I want to encourage
Triple
people to always
standards.
support the Babylon Bee, but one quote I'm going to read out real quick is that Biden pointed out that by having 2 sets of standards, Democrats are leading the race for having the most sets of standards.
It's true. Though, I don't know. I'm not getting into math. I'm lazy.
Math is hard.
Well, I mean, like,
No, it's not. Fight me, punk.
It's hard fighting easy for him, but still, whatever he's calculating is probably something that would just make our heads implode.
Look, whatever Biden's doing is obviously an imaginary number. Fuck it.
Oh, I can't count that high, but a 1 followed by 100 zeros is a Google. We could have a
Yes,
Google
it is.
standard.
What's the difference between a double standard and a Google standard?
It's a good question.
Nothing.
Well, I think once you have a
Alf-
Google standard, Google
Well, the
standards,
Name.
Whatever might get you the vote at the time.
once you have it, that's weird. Well, then they already have that.
No, that's just politics in general.
Yeah. And finally, it's okay to be white banner hanging over Mass Pike sparks outrage! This from
Outrage.
WHDH.com. Newton, Massachusetts.
Nice.
And
Tits. That's all we were missing.
what? I missed
You
that,
wish-
and I'm grateful
nothing
for
is
this.
so architect. Keep going. Keep
Birds,
going.
birds, tweets.
I
chirp,
can't
chirp.
compete with this. This is
Shut up,
this is
Beaver,
not
watch
fair,
it,
Steve.
Steve.
This is not fair.
It's a story about my
What's
home
not
place.
fair?
Do-
I'm just
do
saying.
you-
No,
do you
no,
need me?
I'm trying to grab him by
Do you
their
guys
minds,
need
and
me?
you're grabbing him by the. Oh no. You're giving
Shut up,
Truman
Furman,
ideas
and
now,
watch
Steam.
Steam.
This is your fault. This is all your fault, Steam.
Fun bags.
It's not my fault.
Accept
Let me
the
just,
blame.
let
it's
me just
good blame.
get coming up here and
No.
Nah.
Good Massachusetts, an outraged man traveling on the Mass Pike stopped his car Friday morning to rip down a sign hanging from a highway overpass in Newton that read, "It's okay to be white." Thousands of
Fucking
commuters on the busy highway
Did he
caught a
just
glimpse of the
stop
large
in the
white
middle of
banner.
a fucking highway?
They hung the banner from an overpass on a highway, and this man stopped his car to angrily rip this down because it was just outraging him, the very idea that it could be okay to be white. Which, as we all
Well-
know, is entirely wrong. You are all horrible,
That's-
filthy monsters for
Oi,
having a
oi.
light skin
What's wrong
tone.
with the-
I'm
what's wrong with
mixed race.
white anyway. I mean, you know, like all like
That is
everyone-
some impressive cleavage. I
Please
could
stop
stare at this all
arousing
day.
the other guests, Steam.
Shut up, marketer! I'm watching this.
Stop distracting. He's doing his commentary.
baby.
You know, I do have an impressive figure 8 shape.
Oh, have you been working out? You look svelte.
Well, you know, I do. I mean, lifting donuts. It counts.
Especially
Fuck yeah, it does.
Never
heavier
once, I
mats.
suppose, but
See, the whole sign is impressive because usually we put fences around overpasses to prevent stupid assholes from committing suicide on passing vehicles. So they really had to put some effort into hanging that damn sign.
They probably put it on the inside because the way a lot of these, just because I'm familiar with the area, what he could have done is he
I'm
could
not
have
even
pulled off on the
changing my
side,
view from
gone up
Steam.
there, and then just gone over to like the pedestrian overpass. That's where they
But
probably.
To be fair, they hung it up on the inside of the fence. If they'd hung it on the outside of the fence, then that would be much greater feat, and also a much
Well, that would
greater
be
feat
impressive.
of outrage from the guy who stopped on the highway. Clearly, he didn't have to be anywhere in a rush to tear it down. But the quotes here are insane. There is no thought going on here at all. There's no thinking at play.
No, we have one thought.
There never
at
is
least
when you
one
stop
thought.
in the middle of a fucking highway.
Article.
That is perfect angle, Steam.
Ah, great. I just want to say, black, white, Asian. We all have tits. Well, at least
They
one
do.
side of the
Thank
human
you.
race has tits. Well, actually, no, there are fat people.
Strictly speaking, we all have something approaching boob, just generally. Oh, I never
Come
know his
on.
nipples after all.
You're just
Nothing-
jealous
nothing-
because
nothing
everyone
wrong with
shares their
this.
tits around for free.
The preceding anatomy lesson has been
Nothing
brought
wrong.
to you
Nothing
by
wrong with
Mr.
this.
Team.
I'm so glad we're almost out of time.
Area
This is
top.
when Art gets the private
It's
show.
fine. I'll keep
I need to
staring
read-
after
I
we
need to go
end
ahead
the
and-
stream anyway.
Before
This,
any of
this is
you
where Art gets the private show from us.
started dressing your itches and inspecting for rash, We have a quote here from the executive director of the ADL's Boston office, one Robert Treston, who said, "It's pretty disappointing to see people in Massachusetts using a platform like that to disseminate message that excludes people and targets people."
How does that's not it wasn't a targeted statement.
No, it targets no one.
White's
it excludes
okay, but
no
black
one.
is bad. That's obviously the implied statement there.
The question
Or
is,
at least
why
we're
was it
assuming.
done? It was done to receive a reaction from people, which it did.
And
That's fair.
If you're seriously reading it too much into it's okay to be white, then what the? You've got so few fucking problems in the world that you read too much into that.
In real, she
Everyone's
was
on the
driving with
internet
his
like-
daughter, got out of his
Well-
car and tore the sign down before police arrived at the scene.
And
It's a statement that being white is under attack right now, and it's just not true, Roach told 7 News. Being white is such an advantage in this country. To suggest otherwise is straight up racism.
Well, you know,
if it's
being
under
white
attack
is
right
not-
now, then why did you have to tear it down, you colossal twit?
Exactly.
Like he had to
It's
get
not an
out and
attack.
walk all the way around to find the footpath before he
Yes.
could get up there and tear it down. It's a lot of fucking effort.
While driving with
here's
his
the
daughter,
next
and I hope
question.
you,
True.
I hope it was,
Walking's hard.
I hope the weather was
If they-
cool.
Exercise is tough.
Not really. Here's the next question though. If they would have put the OK hand sign up on a poster and said, "Okay, it's okay to be black," but use the OK hand sign, would it
It's
technically still be
inherently
racist? Or
you might as well just call them hard names at that point, which I'll refrain from saying because we're on Direwolf's channel.
Someone's going to get upset over it. Well, it's guaranteed. President says the quote-unquote "It's Okay to Be White" campaign was launched 2 years ago, and that it's a matter that must be addressed. It's important for people not to be persuaded or attracted to a message like this, because behind the words is bigotry. Behind the words is hate. Preston said.
Behind the words is fucking hilarity when you get a reaction like this.
Behind
It's
the
just
words
like Islam is right about women.
Yeah.
correct
This
response
also
was
may have
again-
been done.
Spicy.
This also may have been done by the same individuals, just because it's within a same general geographic area. Again, I have no corroborating evidence. It's just possible.
Steam, come back. I have nothing to stare at.
Oh, you can
Wait,
stare at me,
memes,
baby,
say-
all day.
keep saying you know the area,
Ah, fuck it. All right.
you're around the area. It's you, isn't it, memes?
I'm drunk enough not to
Oh,
give it a shit.
I don't think
He's
so.
Come on,
far
boys.
enough down
The
to-
show's just begun.
End it, director. End it quickly.
Yes, we are out of time,
I'll-
so
I'm gonna-
please stay tuned
let me just
for
start
whatever
We're
raising
Direwolf
only
is
3 minutes
doing in
over.
3 hours or so.
The Arcata.
Notably,
Stop dying, Steam. We've been over this.
do any of you have anything going to promote real quick?
Yeah, watch Ham and Spam retro game review. It's terrible, but it's my friend, so watch it anyway.
Okay.
Remember,
Spam.
people, it's okay to be
that-
white.
And yes,
I'd like
that
to
is the
pr-
correct
I'd like
response.
to promote myself, my body.
I think you've done enough of that
Don't
already,
watch
Frodo.
Froman. It's terrible.
There's supposed to be a Direwolf Media game show later today around 10:30
Which time zone?
Eastern Standard Time.
Very good, because, you know, no one knows these things.
That'd be me, because normally I'm on it.
I
Steam,
don't,
are
I
you
don't.
just dry heaving from the sight of me? Are you okay?
These things happen from, and don't judge.
I'm glad I did eat today, Froman.
Is this better?
Oh, I can.
What?
Goddamn fur.
I don't
You know
what's
what
going
is
on.
acceptable?
Is this
I'm
better?
very confused. Look, that's not important. We're out of time.
Surrounded by
So-
degeneracy.
Heathcliff,
You're always
Heathcliff,
surrounded
no
by
one
degeneracy.
should
Right, we're
terrify
always
the
here.
neighborhood.
And finally, if you are a fan of SCP files and weirdness revolving around that, the SCP stream will be going out live over my usual canned content YouTube.com.
I might be sober at that time.
Arcater.
No, you won't.
But what time and in what time zone?
It will be at 4 p.m.
Oh,
The best time. Central.
Oh.
Or,
I'll call
if
it
that
right.
proves complicated, the same time this stream started, but tomorrow on that channel. Until then, ostensibly, progress continues.
Bye bye.
Turtle power.
Uh,